Hey beautiful souls, it's Rachel here from A Bridge to Tranquility, and this is our first official recorded for YouTube video. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring the YouTube community a little bit something different. There's no point in having multiple platforms without having different things on there, and I thought the best thing to bring to YouTube would be monthly readings. So just to give us an overflow of the month. Now, as you guys know, I've been off for winter solstice. I like to spend you all on my own. However, I'm back, and although we are already basically in the third week of January, if you class the Friday and the Saturday as a week, I wanted to just give an overview of the next 3 weeks. We've got a lot going on. We've got the new moon coming in tomorrow. We've got Mercury is basically in retrograde already, getting ready to go into retrograde. It's getting a bit intense, and I think a lot of people are feeling it. And we can also very much feel like at the beginning of the year we're supposed to get going and we're supposed to just be running at it all, and that's not what we necessarily need. So for anybody that's watching me for the first time, I use a combination of cards and direct channeling. I use a variety of cards between Oracle and Tarot. However, I don't read them in any form of structure. I intuitively use the cards. So even when I'm reading Tarot, I'm not reading Tarot as a structure. I'm just using spirit to literally guide me. They're just the cards that I use to connect with. So what I've done is I've broken January down into 3 sections for us to speak about, to receive some guidance from spirit on, and then kind of like a little overview of what January has to hold. So we'll start with this week. So this would be classed as week commencing the 11th of January. So this is literally this week. I love this, love this, love this. For a lot of us, a lot of our emotions are being tested. There's kind of like a bit of an upheaval. But what's very interesting about this energy is that it's not rooted in emotion. It's rooted in very much the physical world. It's rooted in the physicalities around us and how we can use the emotions that are being triggered by this physical world to set us up in the best space for our journey. It's kind of like the visual I'm being given is like a really, really dusty, cluttered room. It's a really, really dusty and cluttered room. And when you stand in that dusty and cluttered room, it feels cluttered, it feels heavy, it feels weighted. And for you to be able to remove that energetic feeling, you've got to deal with the physicalities around you. And this is what this week is about, guys. Very short, very snappy. If your emotions are riding, what do they relate to in this physical 3D world? What material do they relate to? And what needs to be moved, changed, evolved and grown so that you can start this journey in a more peaceful way? Like literally, it's like standing in it's like putting on a very tight pair of shoes and refusing to take them off. Your feet are going to hurt. What do you expect? And this is really for a lot of us. I feel like there's a lot, and I feel like this resonates with a lot of earth and water signs. Really feeling like this resonates with a lot of earth and water signs. Like this is really, really about taking ownership of your emotions. This is really, really about conquering. Like there is so much energetically going on at the moment. The last thing you need is to be ran riot by your emotions. That's not what we need whatsoever. So going into next week, so that will, depending on how you feel, if you're a Sunday person or a Monday person, that'll be the 17th, 18th of January. So let's see what the energy is going to try, like, transgress into. So we've really moved out of this, like, you know, space of sorting ourselves out, getting everything in. Oh, I love this. If we can manage to operate this week with the exact guidance that we've been given, we're being pushed then into a place of balance, a place of really major balance, and really then an ownership of our intuition coming in with that material balance. That physical balance has now brought in this safe, secure, solid human, because we forget that we're souls having a human experience, human space for our intuition to flow through. This is going to be a very, very good time for a lot of practice. It's going to be a very big time for a lot of ancestral and inner child healing next week. It does make sense because we would have gone through the new moon, we'd go into the waning crescent, and then we're stepping into that the waxing crescent, stepping into that first quarter moon, which is all about taking action. It's all about setting pace. So it would make sense that then you've kind of taken those physicalities and now it's coming in, laid the foundation perfectly for your intuition to push through, which we love 100%. So the last week of January, what does this energy have to hold for us? Yes, I love this. This emotional intelligence is definitely a theme for January. It is definitely coming through very, very strong. We can no longer allow our mind to be ruled by the erratic emotions that we may experience, especially when we're triggered and when we're going through healing. This is really, really about kind of honing into how you craft. And when I say craft, I use that terminology lightly as a witch, but literally craft is how we work. That's how we do it. It's our showmanship, if you want to call it that. So this is about understanding and getting your bearing on how your emotional intelligence works. January is a very, very testing time, let alone spiritual energy. It's cold, it's dark, we're still in that winter period. Everybody's all supposed to feel magical and embed all these habits and embed all these new things, when really actually we just want to recluse. It's really dark in the morning, it gets dark early. Most of us just want to sit in, be a little bit hibernating and hear ourselves, and spirit is literally providing the energy for that. Yes, we are getting ready to step into a retrograde, but remember, retrograde means to reset, review, reflect, rejuvenate, all of those re's, ready for that rebirth, ready for it. So important. And I think it's now we want to hone into this emotional intelligence for January so that we can step into February, and this is already done. Like, we're not stepping into the rest of the year like my emotions are here, my emotions are there. And I'm not saying that you're all of a sudden supposed to stop being human, guys. Come on, that'd be a bit weird. Like, you're not going to automatically be able to turn off your emotions, but having emotional intelligence is about understanding those emotions, understanding how to process those emotions, and understanding how to work with those emotions. And we are all definitely capable of that. And our guides, our ancestors, spirit, universe is around us supporting this so that we can push forward. This year is a major year. From now up until spring equinox, who knows what's going to come out. There's massive truths, there's massive awakenings, there's massive vibrational risings. The best place to be is in a place where you have an ownership and a hone-in, or at least a knowledge or knowing of how your mind and your emotions work together. This is going to be essential this month, and it's really important for us to push forward with it. So January as an overall, literally being able to use this, and when we think of emotional, remember, we're thinking of that feminine energy. So this is really about bringing in balance. Hear what's being said by spirit under the ground here. Your intelligence is very masculine. Your emotion is very feminine. This is about learning how to welcome in that feminine, and I mean this for men and women. If there's one thing we have as a human race, it's a very big struggle of welcoming in healthy feminine energy, and a lot of us, including women, are honed by toxic masculinity instead. So this is really important. January spirit is literally saying to us, we need you to balance these two things. We need you to start understanding that you need them to operate together so that you can push forward. And that's what January has waiting. It's very important to get onus of this emotional intelligence, because that's what's going to push you forward. And for anybody that's sitting and thinking, no, it's not, think about the last year. How many times did your emotions impact on you in a way that you could not control? So yes, we're allowed to have emotions, obviously, but when they start impacting on us, they start becoming a trauma to us. To me, trauma is an impact, no matter how minute or how large. So if I'm not rocking with my emotional intelligence, it's then impacting on me. So I'm causing minute trauma or large trauma to myself throughout the year because I haven't got an understanding of how these two energies work together. And this is really important for this January energy and stepping into Mercury retrograde, understanding that to bring that feminine and that masculine together really hits that consciousness, that Christ consciousness, that purity, that balance. But at a bare minimum, it allows you to impact on your life in a positive way. So guys, this is the first time I've ever tried doing anything like this, and you know me, I appreciate 150% honesty, literally. So comment below, share, let me know what you think. If you are enjoying the YouTube, please do subscribe. I'm going to do these monthly, as well as uploading our usual weekly readings and our tea talk anyway. There's also going to be a lot more to come in terms of workshops and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to watching how YouTube grows in 2021. It's a new thing. I'm a little bit scared, I'm a little bit anxious, but we move. And at the bare minimum, we always remember you don't have to be weird to be spiritual. But you know, it definitely helps. Loving the highest vibration, guys. Take care.